to me and Chiomoka, but I'm going to be my name, or Seth Abloso, ND and Komo Oye, labor consultant. Mr. Seth Abloso, sorry, I think the line was disturbing a little. I think this one is okay.
Fine.
Fantastic. So can you start again? I mean, you were saying something.
Yes, I was making the point that the strike is illegal. And for as long as it is illegal, no government representative should engage them. Nurses are classified as an essential service provider under the Labor Act. And the essential service providers, matters concerning essential services are dealt with dispatch under Section 162 of the Labor Act. Within 3 days, the Labor Commission sits on it, and if there is no resolution, the matter is referred to compulsory arbitration. So this is the process. The nurses have flouted all the processes. As a matter of fact, the agreement that is in dispute now, if I should put it that way, matters on it were resolved on 20th January 2025. Because the negotiation was procedurally faulty to the extent that groups went to court against the Ghana Registered Nurses Association, who, although they hold the bargaining certificate, failed to consult or get the other groups' representatives in the team to negotiate the agreement. So after this faulty process, the others took them to court, and the judge advised on out-of-court settlement through the alternate dispute resolution. They did that, and the GRNMA considered that they had erred and even paid 100,000 cedis to the other party. Now, January 20th, when they filed the consent judgment, by January 20th, a new government had come into office in less than 2 weeks. My information is that the new government did not have the details of that agreement at the point they came into office. And mind you, under the Presidential Transition Act, any government in office should 6 months before the expiration of its tenure prepare handing over notes. Whether the same party is coming to office or not, they must prepare handing over notes, comprehensive handing over notes concerning all matters, including matters that are being handled by any ministry. The transition team that sat, well, I have no information that the transition team that sat had information about this agreement that has been negotiated. So what should the nurses do? They should have, after the consent judgment had been filed, they should have then started engagement with the other nursing groups in their team. That is how they should have gone. And they shouldn't have declared a strike. No. They don't have the right to go on strike. That right is taken away from nurses, it's taken away from the military, it's taken away from the police.
So what is available to them is negotiations, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Negotiations, urgent negotiations under the auspices of the National Labour Commission in the first place when they have a dispute. But you can't seek to negotiate when you are on strike. You can't declare a strike and say, I want to talk about the matter about which I'm on strike. So no minister or official of the Fair Wages Commission has any business meeting them.
But Mr. Abloso, I mean, we have seen or we've heard the nurses telling us that, listen, we've met the current government 5 times, i.e. the Minister of Health 5 times, and we're still on negotiations. They're telling us that, listen, we did not sign with the party, but we signed with a government. Therefore, if we even sign it in 2024 and a new government is in, we didn't sign with the NDC, we signed with the state, the government. Therefore, they have no excuse in telling us that, 1, they did not see it, 2, they did not factor it in the budget, 3, they should still come back to renegotiate whatever they negotiated with the previous government representing the state.
No, you see, it's an agreement with the organization, but it's binding on the state. But if it's binding on the state, the state must have the capacity to deal with it. And the new administration has the obligation to examine the implications of that agreement on its budget. And you can't say, no, don't look at anything. Pay me. I bet you differ with that stance of the nurses.
Okay.
Yes. And that kind of irresponsibility is unbecoming of union leaders.
Okay.
To the extent of going on an illegal strike. Look, elsewhere, before a union declares a strike, they go on a strike ballot. It's in their law. They go on a strike ballot so that all the members express their opinion on the issues at stake. And that is the mandate that the leadership advances after the ballot. And the ballot is conducted at the expense of the organization. So if nurses want to go on strike, GRNMA has to go on a ballot with its members all over the country, every member, to share and put the issues at stake. And somebody can raise the issue. No, what the new leadership you are presenting is not fair. You are not putting the card straight because it's not enough. And I'm saying that I'm asking a question: Did the outgoing government, in the handing over notes, present anything like this to the incoming government?
According to sources and from the ministry, they never had anything like that within that time frame.
You see, and this is what should inform the leadership of the nurses. Because I haven't heard that government is asking for renegotiation of the agreement. But if it's asking for renegotiation, in fact, one provision that I will want to have, I will advise to be in the agreement is that they cannot go on strike.
Okay, but now they're on strike. I mean, my last question before you leave. Now, the minister is proposing another way of solving the problem in the interim. Do you think it's the right channel to do that by bringing in the retiree, as in the nurses, the midwives? I mean, to get into a specific selected hospitals that they can engage. Do you think that is the right way to go?
Oh, yes. In a crisis situation, any credible solution is welcome. And what the nurses have done, it's like declaring war. Yes. And the ministry has to deal with the situation. When even in spite of an injunction, they refuse to go to work. To the extent of subsistence service being applied, they still refuse to go to work and expect to be paid for the time that they are home.
Yes, that's another problem I was even going to ask you. I mean, Mr. Seth Abloso, this is the case here. Now they're going to be paid monthly. They are still not working. We're bringing in the retirees. Ministry of Finance is telling us that they're going to inject, if should they even do it, we're going to have 2 billion annually spent on this particular agreement. Now we're bringing in the retirees. We're going to pay them some form of allowances or some form of money. Are we still not going back to the same story of finding money to solve a certain problem?
No, we are not going back to the same story. Those who are on strike now should not be paid, don't deserve to be paid.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All of them who say they are on strike don't deserve to be paid.
Okay. All right.
And in fact, you see,
yeah.
The
last one.
Why for essential services an agreement needs to be looked at is that when you are on strike, one, you are not paid. If you are in government bungalow or flat or accommodation, you need to have provision in your agreement where you pay commercial rate for the accommodation that is provided you. Because it's been provided for you to work. And if you say you are not working, back out so that the government can employ qualified persons to take your place.
Okay. All right.
Even if in the interim.
Okay. All right.
So your bungalow, you pay hotel rates if you are still occupying.
Okay.
Or they get you out because, you see, this is a crisis situation. And sometimes you apply military tactics to deal with it. Yes.
Okay.
Because we can't pamper
okay.
people in the midst of court injunction.
Okay. All right.
And they say no.
Okay. Let's end here. Mr. Seth Abloso, thank you so much for talking to us here on Kessben Matching. We're grateful.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you too. Mr. Seth Abloso, or your labor consultant, and no Edin Komo, Efa, nurses, no, or more strike and solution. If he a minister on about a candle or eba. Make